Sergeant Davis already in? Okay, that means he's close to the computer. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. We're gonna start this meeting. Sergeant Davis.
Go ahead, sir.
Sergeant Davis, roll call.
Mr. Jaramillo. Present. Mr. Quiles.
Present.
Sergeant Davis, present. Ms. Russo.
Present.
Mr. DeJesus.
Present.
Ms. Hernandez.
Present.
Ms. Lopez.
Present.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Present.
Mr. Colon.
David's at a bowling match.
Yeah, he's at bowling.
8 present. Time now is 5:03. We have a quorum.
I'm gonna go ahead and hit record now. I apologize. I didn't start a second ago. Give me 1 second.
Which report?
I'm gonna hit record. I'm gonna start recording the meeting.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay, I present a motion to approve the.
We're still waiting for the record to kick in. Give me 1 second. I'll let you know. Unfortunately, now we're recording. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, it said on my end that it was recording when you said it. So I have a motion to approve the agenda as submitted for this special meeting.
I'll second.
Second by Cassandra. Roll call, Sergeant.
Mr. Jaramillo.
Yes.
Ms. Valentin, absent. Mr. Quiles.
Yes.
Sergeant Davis. Ms. Russo.
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
9 yes, no no's. Motion passed 5:04 p.m.
Okay, I believe I did see in the agenda, the next item is the approval of the October minutes. Have a motion to approve the minutes for October.
I'll second.
Open for discussion. No discussion. Close of discussion. Those in favor, roll call.
Mr. Jaramillo.
Yes.
Ms. Valentin is absent. Mr. Quiles.
Aye.
Sergeant Davis here. Ms. Russo.
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus.
Yeah.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Mr. Colon is absent. 9 yes, no no's. Motion passed 5:05 p.m.
Madam Sergeant, correction. I believe it's 8.
8 present. All right. Motion passed 5:05 p.m.
I'm trying to look for the agenda
Public participation.
on my phone here. Next item, the approval of the public participation. I'm sorry.
We have a letter to be read by Walter. Mr. DeJesus is going to read that letter. Of course, we have 2 minutes in order for public participation.
Who's taking time?
I will do the time.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. DeJesus.
All right, this letter is to the Steinmetz Local School Council from Walter Breesky. There are Steinmetz teachers and staff who are holding students accountable, as I've seen it firsthand. Unfortunately, it seems it's the same doers all the time doing this coaching, volunteering, and all that good stuff. Steinmetz needs more employees that are doers, not employees racing out the door after the last bell. A doer is someone that works and is an all-in worker that doesn't make excuses when things get tough or use the new buzz excuse of needing more mental health support. Doers don't blame the pandemic and lack of resources. They come up with solutions and implement them until their goal is successful. Ms. Russo, Master Sergeant Davis, Mr. Dow, and Mr. Dowling are doers, but they need help. There seems to be too many 70-30 and 60-40 Steinmetz employees that don't help the doers. These employees work 60%, 70% of the time, while they goof off or conduct personal business 30% or 40% of the time. Why is this? Where is the Steinmetz leadership to hold everyone in the building accountable and motivate people to be a doer? Think about this. Taft High School lists close to 90 activities and clubs in addition to all their athletic teams at 3-4 levels. Then you look at the Steinmetz website and you'll find 1/8 of the offerings and way less sports teams. Why aren't more of Steinmetz employees getting involved? Also,
Time.
Done.
So what we'll do, and actually we have to keep it to 2 minutes. What we will do, because it is a letter to the LSC, we thank you, Mr. Walker. We'll actually send it to all the LSC members so they can read it. And I think this is also going to be one of our agenda items in the future.
Anybody else public participation?
No, sir.
Okay, we move on to the approval of the internal accounts, I believe. I have a motion to approve the internal accounts as submitted.
I'll second.
Open for discussion.
I just FYI, just a reminder, I did send all the internal account documentation for last month's meeting, and I posted a link on the folder on the Google Drive for today's meeting, which is a copy of the documents I provided on Wednesday.
Okay, any other comments? Close of the discussion. Roll call for those in favor.
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes?
Ms. Valentin is after Mr. Quiles.
Aye.
Sergeant Davis, yes. Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Colon is absent. 8 yes, no no's, motion passed, 5:10 PM.
Okay, we move on to the approval of fundraiser.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and present my screen. Give me 1 second.
Could you, Mr. Jaramillo, could you present it as a motion so then that way you don't have to explain twice? You can present it as a motion and then I'll open for discussion and then you explain to us.
Okay, I'd like to present a motion to approve the 3 fundraisers proposed during the November 15th meeting, for, I apologize, for girls basketball, JROTC, and special student events.
I second.
Open for discussion?
Okay, I'm presenting on my screen right now. Give me 1 second. So the proposals are, girls basketball. Well, first I'd like to acknowledge, JRTC received a donation of $6,480 from the Levy Compass Group. Congratulations. And then proposals are for the girls basketball fundraising proposal with snack raise for, Sergeant Kaminsky, and the JRTC let 1 and 2 fundraising proposal with snap raise. And then, special student events fundraising proposal via snack sales at sporting events for Mr. DeJesus. Those are the 3 proposals. I gave copies in, on paper to each of you at the last meeting, and then I sent copies via PDF to all of you, for this meeting.
Just one thing, we have to make the motions individually because it's 3 of them, so we can just on record individually, please.
Okay, so I'm assuming at this point we would, then close discussion and then vote it down and then propose it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any questions?
I have a question just for clarification. Whatever funds are collected are going to the attached groups?
Yes, they go into internal accounts for that specific group for their use, for their particular group, whether it's a team or a group.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions?
I do have a question. Saying for clarification, we just voted a budget in the last regular meeting. It was for a different type of equipment and sports that didn't cover this fundraising.
I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure what your question is. Could you
Last regular meeting, we talked about, or we didn't vote, right? We had no quorum.
Correct.
And was presented only?
Correct.
Because I remember Ms. Russo mentioned the bus price was increased.
Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with the, with transportation. And this is separate from that. We did talk about the prices of buses and that we were gonna have to look at, our funding sources for future meetings. But these are specific fundraisers for the basketball team, for JROTC, and for, special student events, for the use for those specific, groups, as outlined on the proposal.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Okay, if there's no further question, we move on to close the discussion. And for those in favor, roll call, objections, or a no. Mr. Sergeant Davis, I'm sorry.
Mr. Jaramillo,
No,
Ms. Valentin not here, Mr. Quiles.
Did I hear Mr. Jaramillo say no?
yeah, Master just said that we cannot vote on them as a group of 3, so I'm voting no, so that I can reintroduce them individually.
You voted no on this one?
Yes, because it's all 3, and then I'm gonna reintroduce the motions individually.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll
Mr.
go
Quiles.
with no.
Sergeant Davis, no. Ms. Russo,
No.
Mr. DeJesus,
No.
Ms. Hernandez,
No.
Ms. Lopez,
No.
Ms. Rodriguez.
No.
Ms. Colon is not here. 8 noes, no yes, motion failed, 5:15 PM.
All right, so I would like to make a motion that we approve the fundraising proposal for the girls' basketball team, with snap raise for Sergeant Kaminsky.
I'll second.
Okay, open for discussion again. No discussion, close the discussion. Those in favor, abstain, or no?
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Quiles,
Yes,
Son Davis, yes, Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
8 yes, no noes, motion passed, 5:16 PM.
Thank you. I would like to make another motion to approve the JROTC Let 1 and Let 2 fundraising proposal with snap raise from Sergeant Kaminsky.
I'll second.
Second first.
I'm sorry, open for discussion. No discussion?
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Quiles,
Yes,
Son Davis, yes, Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Cologne is not here. 8 yes, no noes, motion passed, 5:17 PM.
Thank you again. I would like to make a motion to approve the fundraising proposal for special student events via snack sales at sporting events presented by Mr. DeJesus.
I second.
open for discussion. Could you put that screen up, or because I'm stuck on the same one? Or is it the same one?
It's right there on the screen. It's, where it says proposals.
Okay, in the bottom?
Yeah, it's the last one.
Okay, gotcha. Any questions? Any comments? Close of discussion. Those in favor, no, or abstain. Sergeant Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Quiles,
Yes.
Son Davis, yes, Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
8 yes, no noes, motion passed, 5:19 PM.
All right, thank you, everybody. And, I know we have a next motion to go to. If you would just indulge me for 1 minute, I just want to take a second, and we'll do this formally at the next meeting as well. I just want to mention that today we lost a very special individual to the Steinmetz community, alumni, Mr. Mark Farina. He was an announcer for multiple CPS events throughout the city. He's the voice that everybody remembers from football games. He was an accomplished author, father, husband, and a humanitarian through his work through the Key Club and Kiwanis. And I just want to take a moment to remember him. We lost him this morning, and it will be a tremendous loss for all Steinmetz, CPS Sports, the Alumni Association, and we've had many students reach out who have said, that he had a direct impact on their lives, and they are truly saddened by the news. And we've had multiple media outlets reaching out, wanting to support us and do a story on Mr. Farina. Our hearts and thoughts are with Mr. Farina and his family right now as they go through this difficult process. And we will do something formally at the next meeting to recognize him. But I just wanted to put that out there and ask for a moment of silence, 1 minute moment of silence in his memory.
Yes, at this time, let's take one more minute. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank
Let's move on to our next item. Is that I'm trying to read the the agenda on my phone and trying to turn on and off the speaker. That's why it's harder to do it with two devices than the one. But I believe our next item in the agenda is the motion to approve the candidates, to discuss the candidates.
To introduce the candidates, yes, sir. So,
Okay.
so in any order you like.
No, just any order as it comes. I have no problems with that.
Who do we have online right now? Do we have anybody online?
I don't see no one online.
Currently, none of the candidates are with us online. But I will acknowledge that I believe both candidates for parents came to the last meeting. Let me just double check. Oh, well, one was online last meeting and one was in person. And for the community, one was in person and the other one, I'm not sure if they were online or not because there's a phone number that we didn't recognize. So I'm not sure if they were online or not. But they're
Okay.
not with us today.
What I would say is, I mean, as parents, we have how many vacancies?
Two.
We have 2 parent vacancies and 1 community vacancy.
And how many applications for parent vacancies do we have?
We have 2 parent applications and 2 community.
Okay, so why don't we just, since we don't have more than 2 parents in the positions, why don't we just go ahead and vote for the 2 parents? Because we got to take in consideration. I think they came more than once to the meetings, and because we had no quorum, they weren't able to come in as community. I mean, as parents. So why don't we give us one name first, and then we'll go with the second one.
I have a question. I just want to make sure that these candidates were given the link to be able to join today's meeting.
Good question. Sergeant Davis?
They got it the same way they got it the last time, online. So it's online. So I didn't do anything different than I did in the past. So definitely they should have it.
Okay.
I mean, we're having this special meeting to vote people in, and they're not here. So I'm just having a hard time with this.
Well, Cassandra, you know, I could understand them. Maybe they were coming in person because either they had no computer or they weren't able to connect online. So I think we should take that in consideration, that they did come, I believe, in 3 consecutive meetings that we had no quorum. So I mean, for that, I would give them.
Why don't we just take a pause and call the number on the form?
Yeah. Go ahead. That's
We
okay.
had a form.
I mean, I'd have to run to my office if you want to give me a few minutes, but I
Yes,
only
can we
have-
do that? Since I didn't email them personally, and I think the last time Miss Valentin emailed them the last time. So can we do that?
Because the other thing is that I did see the response in their application that was sent to us, and I think we have read it more than once.
So let's just pause and email them.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, call them.
I'll give you a minute.
What do you want to do?
Call them.
All right, so you got to give me a few minutes to get
Yes.
the application.
Okay. Sir. We'll have Miss Rodriguez sing a song while we wait.
Any response?
He had to walk down to his office, so hold 1 second. It's gonna be a minute.
Okay. Ms. Russo, is your dog around? Is he around there?
He is. He's over there on the floor.
Yeah, at the beginning, Casper wanted to get up here, but then he decided to lay down.
Yeah, I keep looking back. My cat climbed into this cabinet. I'm up in my attic, and I don't know what she's doing, but she's hiding out in a cabinet over here. So yeah, they like to follow me wherever I go. That's where they are.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, there he is.
I had to bribe him with a chip.
Ah,
Silly boy. Silly boy. All right, you want one?
do we have the community candidates present?
Master Sergeant went to call the candidates. We're getting feedback. Let me mute this mic and I'll mute the other. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Master Sergeant is calling the candidates right now, and he'll be with us shortly. Present, we have one community member who submitted application, Mr. Koss, and the other community member is not present.
The other community member, I don't believe was present at the other meeting either. I read the, I believe I read the statement. This is a payback for us not being present before.
All right, Master Sergeant said he'll be out in a second.
Okay. Mr. Jaramillo, did we get somebody online or not? Because if not, we'll move on to the community rep position.
All right, the rest of them should be logging on. There go Miss Reyes, and I called Bianca. Is this number whatever the last 4397 says wrong number? I probably can't read the number, but the other individual should be logging on in a second.
Okay. Good evening, Ms. Reyes. You're on mute.
Hi guys, sorry about that.
Okay, we are trying to fill out the vacancies for the parents, and the council would like to hear from the candidates before we vote on the candidates. So since you're the first one online, I will let you present yourself and say whatever you need to say.
Okay, well, my name is Sandy Reyes. I have a daughter that attends Steinmetz freshman year and a niece as well. My sister went to Steinmetz as well. I'm a community activist. I love to help the community, be part of the community. I was a chair in Schubert Elementary School for 6 years. I work for the Circuit Court of Cook County, 20 plus years. My thing is, I like to be involved in my children's school. I want to know what's going on, what's not going on, what's coming in, and what's coming out. My goal is to do whatever I have to do to represent Steinmetz as it is. And we're going to go forward with this. My thing is, education is also important for me. And all I want to be a voice as a parent. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Any questions from the council members? You're lucky, no questions. Okay, so I would present a motion to fill this vacancy with Ms. Sandy Reyes.
I second.
Open for discussion. I guess no discussion. Close of discussion. Those in favor, no, or abstain. Sergeant Davis?
Mr. Jaramillo,
Yes.
Mr. Quiles,
Yes.
Sergeant Davis, yes. Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
8 yes, no no's, motion passed. 5:35 p.m.
Okay, welcome to the Steinmetz Local School Council.
Thank you so much. I'm here to help in whatever decisions we have to make for this school to keep on.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
is the other person on?
I spoke to him. He has the link. He was in the art studio. He said he'll be logging on.
Okay. Well, while we're waiting for the other person, why don't we move on to the community reps? You said we have somebody present there and we have somebody on the phone, or just one?
We have someone present here.
Okay.
And one person online.
And one person online, community.
Online?
Yes.
Hello? The other person is online?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's leave the other person first. The one that's online, and can we get the name of the person?
I apologize. They joined briefly, but I don't see their name on the list anymore, so maybe they got disconnected.
Okay, well then let's give a chance to the person that's in person.
Yeah. All right, so we have in person Mr. Lewis Koss. Master Sergeant is gonna try calling the other individual. So Mr. Koss, if you wanna go ahead and say a few words, you're more than welcome to address the council.
Good night to everybody. I'm very excited to be part of a local school council here in Steinmetz as a representative of the community involved in the school and around, and I'm looking forward to be part of it and to make the best of my knowledge and my ability and my presence to help in anything that's possible to make it better for the staff and the students and everybody else. Thank you.
Okay, well, we wait for the other person. Well, there's only one position as a community rep, and I believe that having two candidates, we would have to go into executive session. If there is any discussion on these candidates.
The second candidate just joined us online again.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Ms. Blanca. You're on mute.
All right, it's Bianca. Hi, good evening.
Okay, Bianca. Sorry, I saw Blanca. Sorry about that. Go ahead, present yourself to the council members.
Hi, and I'm sorry, I'm caught a little off guard. I didn't have a heads up, but hi, my name is Bianca Magdalenas, and I submitted my application for the community representative for the LSC.
Okay, could you tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, sure. I have been in the Belmont Cragen community for I'm 35, so 35 years. I have 2 daughters, and I'm a financial advisor with JP Morgan Wealth Management. I've been at JP Morgan for over 8 years, in banking a total of 14. My daughters are 17. She just turned 17 at Lincoln Park, and Emily is my 6th grader at Marvin Cameras.
Okay, any questions from the council members? Okay, Mr. Jaramillo, as I said before, because we have one vacancy and we have 2 candidates, I think we have to go to executive session for a few minutes if we need to discuss on the 2 candidates. Could you facilitate that?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and create a link on the calendar and then send everyone the link via email. Then we'll have to make sure everybody is muted in this room. We will continue to record while we are in executive session. And we'll vote to go into executive session, and then once we're done, we'll come back and make a final decision and do voting. So give me 1 second to go ahead and set that link up.
Okay, before you, while you're doing that, I'm gonna present a motion to go to executive session.
A second.
Open for discussion. Well, we already know what we're gonna go to executive session for, but for the record, we are going to executive session because we have 1 position available and we have 2 candidates. So everybody could wait for us here while we go to executive, and we'll be back right quick.
You want me to do a roll call for the vote?
Yes.
Mr. Jaramillo?
Yes.
Mr. Quiles?
Yes.
Mr. Davis, yes. Ms. Russo?
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus?
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Lopez?
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes.
And Ms. Reyes?
Yes.
9 yes, no no's, motion passed. 5:46 p.m.
Okay, I just emailed everyone the link. So please either exit this room or make
Ms. Reyes, you have to exit this room and then go to the executive session one.
in executive session, and we are meeting, and we should be back in about hopefully 10 minutes, and then we'll reconvene in this room. But thank you for joining us. If you could patiently wait, we're discussing the community candidates right now.
Thank you.
Ready? All right. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, yep, now we can hear, so we're back live, Mr. Quiles?
He's there. He's just coming.
Okay, Mr. Quiles just joined us.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, we have a motion to open the regular special meeting.
I'll second.
Open for discussion. Those roll call was done, but Sergeant Davis?
Yes?
Mr. Quiles,
Yes.
Sergeant Davis. Yes, Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Ms. Reyes.
Yes.
9 yes, no no's, motion passed, 6:10 p.m.
All right, thank you everybody for sticking around. Just to let you know, we are recording and we just went into closed session to discuss the two community candidates so that we can then make a vote in public. I just wanted to say thank you to Ms. Magallanes and also Mr. Cost for submitting applications. The entire council agrees that we are always in need of volunteers and for individuals to support our community and our school. So regardless of whatever decision is made after this, we invite you to continue to be part of these meetings and continue to be an active member of our school community. We really appreciate your interest, and we want to make sure that you continue being active members of our school community. And thank you very much.
Okay, with that said, on behalf of the council, the whole body, we want to thank you because it's very hard to find community reps. I mean, it's very hard to find parents, for that matter, to be part of the council. So we want to thank both of you. Sergeant Davis, we're going to proceed on the votes for both candidates. Should we start with ladies first, right?
Who presented first? Mr. Cost presented first. So go in the same order.
Okay.
I make a motion to elect Mr. Cost as the community rep for Steinmetz College Prep.
I'll second that. Open for discussion. No discussion. Close of discussion. Those in favor, no, or abstain.
Mr. Jaramillo.
Roll call.
Mr. Jaramillo.
Yes.
Mr. Quiles.
Yes.
Son Davis, yes. Ms. Russo.
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Reyes.
Yes.
No no's. Now is 6 12 p.m. I make a motion to elect Miss Magallanes is community chair for Steinmetz College Prep.
I'll second it.
Welcome everyone. Happy. Oh, she in a mood. She doing a drum bass there. I should be doing that.
Open for discussion. I'm sorry. This mute thing drives me crazy. Open for discussion. No discussion. Those in favor, abstain or no at this time. Roll call.
Jaramillo.
I abstain.
Abstain.
And Davis abstain. Ms. Russo.
Abstain.
Ms. DeJesus.
Abstain.
Ms. Hernandez.
Abstain.
Ms. Lopez.
Abstain.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Abstain.
And Ms. Reyes.
Abstain.
No yes, no no's, 9 abstain. Time now is 6:13 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Bianca. And if you heard the abstain means that we want you here. We want you to be part of us. I didn't hear no no's at all. We want you. We want you to be part of the family of Steinmetz. No matter if you did not get elected at this particular time, we still want you to be part of it. In the near future, there will be more positions open. So stick around with us. And thank you for participating. For Mr. Claus, I want to congratulate you as a community rep. Welcome for this position. And I hope that any position that is taken here tonight, we be present. I mean, it's not only to come at one night and then get elected and disappear. We want you to continue working with us as LSC for Steinmetz. Now we go back to our parent position. I believe that we had Mr. Orozco.
That's correct.
Is that
Correct.
Mr. Orozco? This is the LSC of Steinmetz, and they would like to hear from you.
Did you need me to introduce myself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi. My name is David Orozco. I actually have 2 students at the school there. I'm actually also the owner of RDC Studio in our community. I'm an art studio / gallery that's open to everyone in our community, especially kids who are trying to bring out their artistic creativity. We promote kids to have art shows in our space. We also teach graffiti and airbrush classes out of our studio. So that's just a little bit about me.
Any questions for Mr. Orozco? I don't know if I was a mute or not, but any question for Mr. Orozco? Okay, if there's no question for Mr. Orozco, we will vote for the parent position. Is a yes, a no, or abstain? Roll call.
Mr. Jaramillo.
Yes.
Ms. Quiles.
Yes.
Son Davis, yes. Ms. Russo.
Yes.
Ms. DeJesus.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Ms. Lopez.
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Ms. Reyes.
Yes.
9 yes, no no. Motion passed. 6:16 p.m.
Okay, welcome, Mr. Orozco, to the Steinmetz Local School Council. You've been voted in. And now I believe we have a full council. Oh, my God. It took us a while, but we still are waiting for the 2 student members that we are missing. But welcome everybody, and I'm glad that we voted you guys in. What else do we have in the agenda? I don't have it present here, Master Sergeant.
That is it. Other than, well, no. We have the last thing we put on there is to talk about the documents, if anyone need anything, because you have to do the cumulative evaluation. For those who don't know what the cumulative evaluation, but the principal is not, it's just looking at the last 4 years, doing evaluation based on those things. That means you don't have to go back to try to remember what you did, wrote 2 or 3 years ago if you was on the council. It's just evaluating what did you believe based on the different areas of components are as it relates to the principal evaluation. If there's any documents that you would like to see from the principal, we can try to create a folder so you can probably see some of those documents. I know it was mentioned we got a new council member that hadn't seen the CIWP, any other documents that you might want to see, because the timeline, as you saw the other day, is vastly approaching that we have to meet. And we talked about 2 meetings prior to having to have the evaluation done.
Okay.
Can you add the principal contract to that?
So principal contract, CIWP, I think a lot of you seen this. We have the old squirt. I mean and I don't think we only had one since then, because I think the last couple of years, I don't even think we had one, not for sure.
Can I say something or?
Yes.
Also, you might want to look at the 5 essentials surveys as well. As it's the only document that we really had last year that's official.
So is it okay just to have a folder so everyone can look at the folder? So the 5 essential surveys, that's a great one. Teachers, parents, and students survey based on the environment and all those other things.
Mr. Sergeant Davis, are we on the final thoughts? Is that what you're talking?
No, that's actually an agenda item.
It is an agenda item. Where is that in the agenda?
Let me make sure. It should be. Actually, it was in the agenda. Maybe I didn't put it on this one. Well,
because if it's not in the agenda, yeah, we have to.
It's actually on the. It was on the notice, but it's since the final thoughts. Yes.
Okay. Okay, if it's on a final thought, that's fine. But we cannot discuss your final thoughts.
Notice, so final
we
thoughts.
cannot discuss the final thoughts.
Yes.
Anybody else has any final thoughts?
Well, so just to recap, you'd like for me to create a folder on the Google Drive with the 5 essential surveys. I heard principal contract. I heard previous 3 evaluations.
Once again, the final thought, we cannot agree to what we're looking for. We could hear the final thought, but it's not in the agenda, and that's what I wanted to make clear, that if it's not in the agenda, we cannot discuss it. So, Mr. Jaramillo, if you have any final thoughts, you're more than welcome to.
Well, the other thing I would like to say then is, I would tell you that I've been in a lot of LSC meetings. I mean, a lot. And I haven't missed a meeting since I've been in Steinmetz, whether I was on the LSC or not, so, which is great. But I would just tell you that my last LSC meeting was probably the worst meeting I've ever been in any school. And I would tell you that I am very embarrassed as a member of the LSC. I think that we can show compassion without showing disrespect. And I would just say that we have to do better when we have students amongst us, when we talk. And I understand we have compassion, especially when we have parents speaking as parents, we have teachers speaking as teachers, and sometimes you have to remove yourself out your shoes and remember that at the end of the day, if the focus is on our students, then if we can argue about and yell about those things and the students are what we're screaming about, I'm clapping my hand, standing up, and I'm shouting for joy. But when we putting a shield in front of ourselves versus our students, then I'm a little bit embarrassed. And I think that we have to do better. And I think we need to go back and look at our norms. We have to go back and look at our bylaws and readjust ourselves first, because, I mean, to guide a school and to provide leadership for a school, we have to be able to provide leadership internally. And I'm saying that for myself, and if I'm hurting feelings, then, sometimes you have to do those things. But I am embarrassed with the amount of disrespect we had amongst each other the last time. And I said it because the word got around and people wanted to bring popcorn to today's meeting versus coming here to solve problems. And that we don't need. So that's my 2 cents. If anybody else has something to say, gladly to hear it. But I'm one of those that I'm very outspoken, and you all know that. And that's probably one of the reasons I'm in front of you today.
Yes, as my final thought is that I do agree with Sergeant Davis, and I also believe that our responsibility is to make sure that our young adults in our school follow the right steps. And I think we are trying to do as much as we can on that. But we still got a lot to work to be done. And I think that, with the participation of new members and new parents getting involved, I think we could kind of work it out. But I do agree with you, Sergeant Davis. We have to kind of be respectful, and if we can't tell our kids to be respectful if we don't respect ourselves. And I think that is very important. That's why I think that when I said, if it's not in the agenda, we cannot discuss, and that's part of our rules. Part of what the rules are is when we prepare an agenda, we have to make sure that what we're going to discuss is there. So thank you very much. If there's anybody else that would like to say something, I am opening before we adjourn this meeting. Anybody else? Nobody else? I have a motion to adjourn this meeting. And I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. It's the first time that we have a quorum in a long time. So, Master Sergeant, roll call. For the motion, somebody seconded?
I second.
Second.
Okay. You guys want to stay here.
Mr. Jaramillo,
You have to open for discussion.
open for discussion. You did open for discussion.
Yeah, open for discussion.
Just a reminder, Master Sergeant had on the agenda that we have, our next LSC meeting will be on a Thursday again. I believe the date is,
9.
the 9th,
Yes.
December 9th. Once again, we will again return to Thursday, December 9th, at 5 PM. And to all new members, I will add your emails to the invites and to all the documents, so you can have access to all the internal documents and the calendar invites as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight.
Okay, any other discussion? Close of the discussion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Jaramillo,
Yes?
Ms. Quiles,
Yes.
Son Davis, yes. Ms. Russo,
Yes.
Mr. DeJesus,
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez,
Yes.
Ms. Lopez,
Yes.
Ms. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Ms. Reyes,
Yes.
Mr. Orozco,
Yes.
10 yes, no no's.
You forgot Mr. Claus.
Mr. Cost.
Oh.
Sorry, Mr. Cost.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. 11 yes, no nos, motion passed, 6:27 PM.
Thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna stick around until everybody exits the room, and then I will.
Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
Ese debe estar en el baño, ya se